India's ambassador to Uzbekistan, Vinod Kumar. Sir, welcome to Doordarshan News. My first question is, how important is this visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to this country, Uzbekistan?
India and Uzbekistan, as you know, have a centuries-old relationship, and they have, again, on the path of further developing and consolidating this relationship. And in that context, I think this visit of Prime Minister Modi will give an impetus, a momentum to our bilateral relations in all areas, especially in the area of trade and business.
Sir, talking about commercial ties between both the countries, what is the investment climate here in Uzbekistan like for Indian traders, Indian investors, and what is the big reason that they should come here and invest in Uzbekistan?
Uzbekistan, like India, is also going through a phenomenon of high growth rate. They have sustained growth of over 8% for the last several years, and this growth rate is also a factor that would encourage, I think, a trade with India. Over the past 4 years, our trade has doubled, and it is our hope that our trade and business relationship will continue to grow further.
Sir, let's talk about specific sectors, starting with tourism. Both the countries have historical architecture and historical monuments, Taj Mahal, and of course here in Samarkand and Bukhara we had historical linkages. Babur, who was the first emperor of the Mughal Empire in northern India, was born here in Uzbekistan. So what both the countries are trying to do so that the tourism connect between both the countries develop?
First of all, I would say that there are some areas where we have worked very well together. Our businessmen have worked very well together. One of those areas is pharmaceuticals, and there are many companies, joint ventures operating here very successfully. In the area of textiles, we have some very successful joint ventures. There is one very successful joint venture that is making auto components, auto parts here and supplying to General Motors of Uzbekistan. So we have this relationship which is growing. There are almost more than 75 joint ventures operating here in Uzbekistan.
So can you give us the big takeaways we can expect from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, and also some important features? We know the fact that he's going to meet a lot of Indologists here in the capital Tashkent, but what can we expect the big takeaways?
For the concrete outcomes, I suppose we will have to wait for the visit of our Prime Minister and his discussions with the leadership of Uzbekistan. But yes, we do have an event, a meeting with Indologists, with Hindi scholars, with the students of Hindi, as well as others who are interested in studies of India or who are engaged with India. He'll be meeting a group of them at on the 7th of July, and we do hope that this interaction will further contribute to the desire in Uzbekistan to develop their relationship with India.
Sir, let's talk about people-to-people connect, which is very important to develop ties between any country. There is a regular flight from Delhi to Tashkent, Uzbek Airlines, and of course vice versa also. What are the other plans for this people-to-people connect to grow?
We have, of course, as you said, there is a frequent movement of tourists between India and Uzbekistan. This is the time when there are school holidays, and if you go around and you'll find that families are here as tourists, they are traveling around here. So tourism is growing, yes, that is one. And then we are planning a film festival at the end of this month here in Tashkent, and where we will have films, both old and new films, which will be screened. Indian films, as you I think mentioned earlier, are indeed very popular. Raj Kapoor is a household name, so is Mithun Chakravarti and other film stars here. So that is something films do bind us, and of course one has to mention film songs. They are a connect between us.
So a lot of connection between India and Uzbekistan. Sir, can you just also shed some light on Prime Minister's visit to all the Central Asian countries? This is the first time that an Indian Prime Minister is visiting all the Central Asian countries in one go. A historic one, and of course an important one. How do you think that India and Central Asia can help each other in various sectors like security, like terrorism, counter-terrorism, anti-narcotics, and others?
Yes, India, this is the first time that an Indian Prime Minister would be visiting all Central Asian countries. and I hope that this will contribute to expanding our relationship with the countries of Central Asia.
Kalshak, a lot of important talks expected to happen when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Uzbekistan on 6th of July, and of course that will be the first stopover by the Prime Minister when he starts his big visit to Central Asia, because remember, he is going to all the Central Asian countries, the 5 Central Asian countries, starting from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and then of course he will go to Ufa for the BRICS summit, but then back again in Central Asia to other countries like Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. So a historic visit and of course an important one. With camera person Surendra and engineer Pradeep Gehlotra, Sidhant, Sibal, DD News, Tashkent, Uzbekistan.